We've come to a place called Družba. We've arranged to meet up with some gypsy guys. They're pimps. They're going to talk to us about how their organisation works, how they go about running the girls, and also they've said that we're allowed to talk to actually the girls that they run, the prostitutes. So maybe we'll find out a little bit more about the actual infrastructure and who ultimately is controlling these guys and the girls that they run. After what I've witnessed so far, it's hard to believe that prostitution is illegal in Bulgaria. And therefore, the pimps and their girls have asked to meet us at a secret location. Hello, pleased to meet you. Obviously, don't say your names. You tell me, guys, what you do for a living. And how much money would you make then in a day or in a week?
На ден по 100-150, зависи на момиче, зависи, да. Зависи от дена, да. Делиме 50 на 50.
Do you have to pay it to someone above you?
Да, има си, които си събират рекет.
Те са от български произход.
Те са от български произход.
The Bulgarians?
Да.
Have any of you ever thought about going to the United Kingdom and working?
Да, съм мисля по този въпрос много пъти и сега мисля до година живот и здраве да отида в чужбина.
Is it all right if I speak to the girls that you've brought with you?
Да, няма проблем.
Hello, girls. Thank you for talking to us. Can I first of all can I ask you what made you do it? What makes you do it?
Мене ме накараха.
Who forced you?
Накара ме едно момче. Бях на 17. Каза ми, че ще работя друга работа. И в другия момент идва клиент с едно момиче. И отивам в един апартамент и клиента вика да се съблека. Аз ревем и не искам. Момичето ми казва, дай да спи с него и ще си ходиме, да не те бие. И аз спах с него и слезнах, тръгнахме си. След това едно друго момче ме излага, че ще ме пази. И почина да ме другира с цигара. Да, на цигара, за да може да ми вземе парите, иначе не си давам парите.
In the UK, there are many girls from Bulgaria working as prostitutes and from other girls from Eastern Europe. Would you girls ever want to go to the UK and work there?
Аз да, защото не съм пробила в Англия. Но по принцип
са много добри.
По телевизия така я съм гледала, горе-долу е хубаво. Там.
Добре.
Would you have to go with the guys, with the pimp, or would you go on your own?
Специално с него и на края на света как е думата.
Whatever the girls were saying, their pimps were just behind me while we were talking. So, you know, highly unlikely they were going to start slagging off the blokes that ultimately control them when they're standing 10 metres away. They looked malnourished to me. They look too poor, and I don't believe they're earning that kind of money. I do actually believe that they're having to pay money to Bulgarians. However, you know, we have no proof of this yet, so we're just going to have to carry on. I mean, one thing's for sure, I don't think what we've been told at the moment is anywhere close to the truth and what's actually going on here in Sofia. I'm saddened by the way these young women have to live their lives. But there are right-wing organisations here who have little sympathy for them or the gypsy community and would like to see them removed from the country. I'm in Bulgaria trying to meet up with the gypsy gangs who are said to operate on the streets of Britain. I've been told the clan that everyone blames for gypsy crime, both here and in the UK, is called the Kalderashi. But getting a meeting with them is proving more than difficult. In the meantime, I'm travelling to Plovdiv, Bulgaria's second largest city. Like Sofia, Plovdiv has its own gypsy ghetto. I'm struck by the levels of poverty and the lack of sanitation and the fact that the streets are overflowing with filth and rubbish. Most of the people here seem disillusioned. And while I can't condone it, with such high levels of unemployment, it's understandable why many of the people here turn to criminality. In a country of 7 million, where 1 in 6 is a gypsy, there are an increasing number of Bulgarians who believe they are being run out of their own country. I've arranged to meet Blood and Honour, a skinhead group that has its origins in the UK. Right, we arranged to meet the Blood and Honour guys about 2 hours ago now. I don't know if something spooked them or whatever, but they've changed location twice. We're now walking up a mud track in a woods outside of Plovdiv, and somewhere up here we're expecting to bump into the Blood and Honour guys. I have to say, this is a bit like the blind leading the blind, though. Average Tuesday night, out looking for Nazis in woods. There you go. Or skinheads, I should say. If I look around you, I'm not going to ask you your ages, but you're all, I would say, in your early 20s, if not younger, yeah? Why is there a right-wing national movement sweeping across Bulgaria at the moment?
Защото нашите родители, докато са спали и са допуснали целият този комунизъм, ние решаваме, че трябва да вземем нещата в ръце и да направим нещо за бъдещето на нашите деца.
And what do you feel about the gypsies, for instance, being in Bulgaria?
Циганите са много голям проблем за България.
Освен те получават еднократни помощи за това, че са родили едно от 5, 20 или еди колко си деца. И след това ги пращат момичета да проституират, нали, като джипчи, да крадат. И от това се издържат. Не плащат сметки.
Самия етнос, цигани, насякъде е един и същ, не е само в България. Насякъде са като кърлежи, които смучат от държавата.
What can you do as an organization to stop the gypsies from doing what they're doing?
Хората ги е страх да кажат, че са като нас, а много голяма част от тях мислят. Ако те всички, примерно, и ние се съберем и бъдем едно цяло, всъщност циганите няма да имат толкова голяма сила в обществото.
България е огромен, в Румъния е огромен, навсякъде е огромен и ще продължи да се разраства, ако не бъдат спрени циганите тук и не бъдат спрени по някакъв начин.
As they explained, you know, they see that their parents sat back and watched Bulgaria slip backwards, and they think because of that there's been a rise in criminality. The government have done nothing about it. That's why they're forming these organisations. Blood and Honour are an underground organisation, but back in Sofia there is another right-wing group that is far more public about its views. They're a group that was formed to protect white Bulgarians from gypsies and from other ethnic minorities in the country. They train and they march, and also they wear uniforms. The Bulgarian National Guard was formed in 2007. This footage was shown on Bulgarian television. It reminds me of the propaganda films made by the Nazis in the late 1920s. Do people wave at you and smile, or are people scared to see you on the streets?
No. People in this district know us very well.
Because they can rely on the police. They look to someone to care for them and to protect them when it's needed.
Why did you join the Bulgarian National Alliance?
I joined it because I want to see Bulgaria a strong and mighty country, as it was ages ago. Everything is full of scum around us, the streets are full of rubbish, and the things are not going well. We want to change things. The people in the government in Bulgaria, they are all criminals.
They are connected with the mafia.
They are former communists.
Yes.
Most of them were working for the
past communist regime.
Yes, and for the communist secret service.
What do you think about the other people that live in your country, say for instance the gypsies that live here?
There are a lot of racists and extremists in this country, but they are not Bulgarians. They are mainly gypsy and Turks. The gypsy racists, they got battle groups on the streets who beat Bulgarians, they rape Bulgarian girls, they steal from the shops, and they do a lot of illegal things. But they must know that we are masters in this country. This state was founded by our ancestors, and we must rule this country.
The young men I've met blame the government and the police for not resolving what they call the gypsy problem. Thank you for agreeing to... I want to see how the police are dealing with the situation, so I join them on patrol on the streets of Sofia. As in the UK, pickpockets take advantage of the rush hour. I was hoping to see gypsy pickpocket gangs in action, but with our cameras and the police presence, they saw us before we saw them. How organised are these pickpocketing gangs?
Това си е така семейно препитание един вид. Всички приходи се събират при големия, който е ръководител на клана, и съответно надолу се разпределят надолу по стълбицата на кой колкото му отпуснат от парите.
We've been told that the people who are controlling and trafficking these young gypsy pickpockets are actually Bulgarians and they're mafioso. Have you heard anything like that?
Не.
After 2 hours with no arrests, we head back to the station. And what happens to them once they're arrested?
Закарваме ги в районното, установяват се, след което ги поемат оперативни, криминална и след това вече може да има някой осъден, може или ги изкарват принудително извън столицата и след време пак се връщат.
Aren't you wasting your time then, really? If you have to release them and they're back out on the streets, it just...
Така излиза.
It's a waste of time.
Да.
The police seemed to have their hands tied, and their frustration was evident.